Smart and Boom were supposed to be the next big thing. In early 2025, their pairing in TopForm the series had everything: buzz, chemistry, fan edits piling up on TikTok, and a multi-country CP schedule reportedly planned through October. But just a few months after the show premiered, it was over. Not just the series, but the entire SmartBoom brand, dissolved in public, dragged across social media, and buried under legal threats and agency fallouts. So what happened? And why did it all fall apart so fast? Let's start with what we do know, officially. As early as May 5th, Grand Ivory Records, or GIR, Smart's managing agency, had issued a contract termination warning to headliner Thailand due to mounting mismanagement. This shows the split was brewing weeks before the public announcement. On June 13th, GIR released a formal statement terminating its co-management contract with headliner Thailand, the company that had been overseeing Smart's participation in TopForm. Their reasons? Allegations of severe unprofessional conduct. GIR claimed that Smart had been denied access to his own Weibo and Xiaohongshu accounts, locked out of social media, left in the dark about key schedules, and even made to sign liability waivers when he was too sick to work. Despite repeated requests, they say the social accounts were never returned, violating Smart's rights under Thailand's Personal Data Protection Act, PDPA. Importantly, GIR also clarified that Thai Entertainment, the third company often involved in TopForm promotions, was never a legal contract partner. In other words, they had no binding power over Smart. But they had been managing the CP activities, including live streams and photo shoots, and making public statements as if they did. This created a perfect storm. GIR has clarified that the May 12th statement was never about Smart quitting TopForm, but rather a shift in managerial authority, correcting a major public misconception. That was the accusation flying across social media. Thailand's earlier posts in late May had hinted that Smart's agency was refusing CP jobs and avoiding combined appearances. But GIR pushed back hard. They said Smart had never refused work. He just needed full, clear job details before agreeing. Standard stuff. What wasn't standard? Being left out of loop entirely. They only found out about the now infamous June 1st livestream via Thailand's announcement, not through any direct coordination. As for the June fan meet and fashion shoot, GIR says they were never informed. In their words, how could we cancel work we never even knew existed? This wasn't just a scheduling issue. It was a breakdown in communication, trust, and most critically, power. Thailand also publicly claimed in late May that they were working to maintain the CP, while internally, coordination had already collapsed. Screenshots surfaced showing Thailand allegedly implying Smart was refusing promotions, further inflaming fans against him. From the start, Smart was never managed as just an actor. He was a music trainee under GIR since 2020, with a mini-album originally planned for late 2024. When he joined TopForm, GIR paused his music rollout, signed a special agreement with Headliner for co-management only for the series, and stepped back to allow that project to grow. But that project turned into something else. And as CP demand exploded, so did tensions over control. Who managed what? Who approved schedules? Who had final say over the SmartBoom brand? According to GIR's June 22nd update, they tried repeatedly to negotiate a new co-management agreement with Headliner after issuing a termination notice in late April. But after back-and-forth emails, talks collapsed. Headliner formally ended all negotiations on June 20th. From GIR's side, the legal standing was clear. Smart's exclusive management rights were, and always had been, with them alone. As of July, GIR has also begun internal restructuring of its international team to prevent similar conflicts, suggesting this fallout has had lasting business consequences. TopForm was originally adapted from the popular Japanese manga Dakaichi, reimagined as a Thai franchise with long-term branding plans. The series was envisioned as a multi-season IP, with the SmartBoom pairing at its center. None of this stayed behind closed doors. The breakup of SmartBoom wasn't just a business split, it was a public scandal. Fans flooded X, Reddit, Xiaohongshu, and even my drama list threads with demands, theories, and outrage. Some blamed GIR for pulling Smart out of CP activities. Others accused Ty of manipulating narratives. And then there were the extremes: stalking, doxing, harassment, all aimed at Smart himself. GIR issued another statement just days later condemning privacy violations, reminding fans that love that invades privacy isn't support, it's harassment. But the damage was already spreading. What was once fan love became fan warfare, and what was once a dream pairing became a cautionary tale. On June 13th, Smart held an Instagram Live where he denied ever refusing CP activities or work with Boom. He expressed that he wanted a season 2, hadn't broken up with Boom, and was committed to the project. This emotional moment directly countered the narrative being used against him. Boom has remained notably silent throughout, but insiders claim his personal Weibo manager was also reassigned in June, suggesting his agency may also be limiting exposure. He was reportedly approached by a new Chinese studio in July, indicating he may be navigating his next steps independently. Boom's silence during this time drew mixed reactions, with some fans defending his distance and others accusing his team of letting Smart take the fall. On June 21st, Smart posted a message thanking fans, reiterating his love for the project and respect for Boom. He said he had no regrets and would keep doing his best, even as he accepted WeTV's decision. There's also a deeper industry pattern here, one that fans rarely see. Actors in Thai BL series are often managed across multiple agencies and platforms, especially when overseas promotions are involved. Add in Chinese marketing via Weibo and Xiaohongshu, and suddenly a single artist's image is split across jurisdictions, languages, and legal systems. The GIR headliner Thai WeTV triangle is a case study in what happens when those boundaries blur. Who controls an actor's online identity? Who speaks on their behalf? And when disagreements arise, who's actually accountable? It's not just about contracts. It's about power, privacy, and the people stuck in the middle. In early July, WeTV Thailand filed a legal complaint against headliner and Thai, alleging brand damage and breach of licensing terms. The lawsuit accuses both parties of using TopForm-related imagery for unauthorized CP monetization, further complicating the already tangled web of rights and responsibilities. As of July, no future seasons of TopForm have been confirmed. The IP, once planned as a multi-season franchise, is now caught in legal limbo. So, who's looking out for Smart? That's the uncomfortable question at the heart of this mess. Because while agencies trade statements and fans pick sides, the one person whose face is everywhere, whose image built the brand, might have the least control over any of it. GIR says they're focused on rebuilding his career, starting with international CP work, with Boom, through October. But if that happens, it'll be under new agreements, new boundaries, and under watchful eyes. As of mid-July, no joint appearances have been confirmed. Smart has returned to his solo Weibo account, but CP plans appear frozen unless legal matters resolve behind the scenes. For now, what's left of SmartBoom is mostly memories and media noise. And the real story isn't just why it fell apart, but how fast that fall was, and what it reveals about the machinery behind the scenes. I hope this pause in the chaos helped you see the SmartBoom fallout with a little more clarity. Not just the collapse, but the contracts, power plays, and pressure behind it. Until next time, this is GPkP.